Gentlemen, hope you guys are having a great weekend, and welcome to another live video, BImmer questions and answers. This is the BMW Doctor. This is my little office. I get you some wallpaper flag so we can keep it BImmer. So I just wanted to thank everyone for tuning in, and thank you for all of you. 15,000 subscribers is very exciting to me. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. I have gotten a lot of emails from people in regards to their BMW, so I'll be answering those questions from my cell phone, and I don't see anyone. I guess there's 2 people. That's nice. But yeah, if you asked a question in the past or emailed me a question or on social media. By the way, social media, Instagram is BMW DCTR. My Gmail is bestbmwdoctor@gmail.com. So if you have questions, send me those via email or on social media. So I'll be reading questions. If you have any questions, go ahead and shoot me a chat or email me right now. I might have enough time to answer those, all of you 2 viewers. But yeah, let's see. Let me filter. So I got one here. Let's see. So from my last video, a couple of people asked questions.
What matters to you? What do you?
Let's see. Hey Doc, this is from Carlos Edwards. Hey Doc, my 2001 540 smoked at startup and then no more. What causes that? Sorry to break the news for you, but this very well could be worn piston rings. I would check compression and see if you have any blow-by. You can get you a really cheap compression tester from Harbor Freight and check that. There is 2 types of compression testers. You can get one that you can introduce air to pressurize the combustion chamber, and there's another one that you can just crank the car with the ignition disconnected, obviously, so it doesn't start up. And you can look up the specs for your car and see if your compression ratios are within specs. If they're not, then you have worn out piston rings. What I would do is, I don't know if I would rebuild that engine. It's really complicated. You have to do, you have a really complicated timing chain system. So what I would do is just throw in a new motor. And then while you're at it, take off the front crank cover and replace the timing chain tensioners and all that, and have yourself a new, practically new engine. But you know, the N62 engines are not really the most reliable, so I don't know if I would even spend that much time and money on them. If you disagree, let me know. But BMW don't make really good V8s. From Stefan Roscoe, red brake light and traction control light turned on after changing brakes. I will get to that. See Benz, give me a second. So Stefan Roscoe asked, red brake light and traction control light turned on after changing brakes and rotors and wear sensors on 2005 BMW 325. First of all, you should never have traction light on after replacing your brake pads. So odds are you damaged one of the ABS sensors, and that disabled your, I think on that car it's DSC, Dynamic Stability Control System. So I would go back and check your ABS sensors and make sure none of them are disconnected, or maybe the wiring is damaged. The brake light is probably your wear sensors will have to be reset. You can do that manually. I have a video on my channel. You can go ahead and check that. Let me make sure the BMW emblem is in the background. Go ahead and check that. You can reset it through your instrument cluster. If that doesn't work, you may have to. I have seen vehicles that are in transport mode. There's this one vehicle I recently worked on, an E93. It was the dealer had forgotten to take it out of transport mode, so a lot of the electronics weren't working, including you couldn't reset your own oil. Your services you can't reset any of them. So I had to take it out of service mode. In that case, you might need IMPA or an advanced scan tool to do that. So probably an indie mechanic could do it for an hour charge or something. So I'll jump into C-bends. How big of a problem is the M55 and rod bearings? Well, M55, I haven't heard of any inline 6 issues with that would have or rod bearing issues with inline 6 engines. M55, as far as I know, is the improved version of the M54. I have worked on them. I've done plenty of stuff on them. So I highly recommend getting M55 versus any of the newer turbocharged engines. Definitely stay away from the M54 because I have one, big pain in the ass. Rod bearings, I haven't heard of issues with that. I think you will have issues with high pressure systems, injectors, typical, starter, water pump, all that good stuff. But as far as the engine internals, they should be pretty bulletproof. But the breaking point for M55s is lower than M54. You can get, I think, up to 800 safely with the M54, but with the M55 you can't get that much power. So I think if you're going after 1,000 horsepower or something crazy like that, I would go with M54, but M55 is the way to go in my opinion. They're really reliable. Thanks for the questions. I got cash, yeah, well, it doesn't matter really the year. I can add to your question. They're M55s. I think they had an M55B40 or technology upgrade, but it's going to be basically the same block, magnesium as far as I know, and pretty good engine. I would go for it. I mean, if you already have it, then just make sure you keep up with the maintenance and you have a really solid car. You're probably going to need a charge pipe because those are known to blow up because they're plastic if they haven't already blown up on you. Cash mania, anyways. Hi, my BMW E90 just died while I'm driving. I think that was a typo. It then jumped in and it worked. I didn't know what might be the problem because recently replaced my alternator after the car was lightning and ABS and traction. That tells me that if you're getting intermittent ABS and traction, that's a good indication that you have a bad power or voltage regulator. The alternator has a voltage regulator that's bolted to the back of it. I have seen those go bad. They do have brushes that go on the shaft of the alternator, and those brushes wear out eventually. Some manufacturers, if you have a rebuilt unit, then you may experience that because it wasn't done right. I assume you didn't put an OEM unit in there. As far as I know, they're pretty bulletproof. So what I would do is throw in a used unit from a junkyard or shop online. They last forever. I haven't seen one that, I mean, especially for E90, that's probably. I mean, these cars are still not that old. I mean, my E39 alternator, which is a 20-year-old, 175,000 mile alternator, just died. So I don't think you have that many miles on yours. If you do, then I would go with a used unit with less miles and it should last you a long time. C-bends, you should be good. I mean, it looks like you've done all the maintenance. Spark plugs, you got tensioners, belts, that's typical. Just curious, what's the mileage on that? I have 3 M54s, actually 1 M52 and 2 M54s, and I love them. But my elevation here is 6,500, and they don't do very well here. But when I was in Texas, they made a lot of power. Here, there's at least 30 horsepower loss because of elevation. But yeah, I agree. The M54s, that's Mike. They're just bulletproof. I love them. So let's read some more of the questions. Let's see. Let me know if you guys hear me fine. Hopefully you do. 70K up to 10. Okay. That's pretty good. All right. More questions. Carlos Edwards, we answered your question. Let's see if we added more. Okay. Tim McCartney. Hi, I have a 2007 M6 getting P0309 engine misfire code. Found your video. Replaced the coil number 5. In my case, I removed the airbox. Previously ordered coil. Very nice. What is it, like a 335 or 435? C-Benz. Why is your name C-Benz if you own a BMW? That's weird. Change your name. I'm kidding. Let's see. The original coil was dry, showed no damage, had oil sludge. Please, if you can tell me what to do next to resolve this problem. Same code, then was also 9. All right, so this guy's having, he's got an 2007 M6, that's with the 10-cylinder for those who don't know. S85 engine. And this guy's having issues with cylinder 9, misfiring even though I replaced the coil and all the plugs. Well, I would try cleaning your mass airflow sensor. This could be a problem with that. Have it scanned by some mechanic or a dealership with an advanced scan tool and see if you can get more codes, because your typical OBD scanner may not get you all the codes. Might just give you generic codes, but you might have more. In my case, if I see misfires, it's usually caused by either a vacuum leak or faulty mass airflow, so I would go with those. Clean your mass airflow, that wouldn't hurt. And then 335, yes, clean your mass airflow and smoke test the car and see if you have any vacuum leaks that could cause a misfire. Doesn't say your mileage. Maybe you can email us again and have more details, and we can help you from there. Thank you, Tim. Let's see, we got more here. Robert Hitch. I have a 2019 BMW X3, and I'm looking to have a Class 3 tow hitch wiring harness installed near Denver. I think this guy's looking for someone to install it. No, I don't. You should watch the channel. I don't work at the dealer. I have worked in the past. Let's see. Yeah, so if you guys have wonder how to install a tow hitch on an SUV, BMW is doable. If you have air suspension, you may have issues with that because of clearance. It's still doable. I had a buddy who had a GLK Mercedes that had air suspension. He had custom made. Well, he bought a hitch for a regular model and fabricated a bracket so it fits on his, but he used to tow his boat with it and it was fine. Let's see, you got more. This guy commented on the one and only Nissan video I have here. Hey, this worked for me. So on the video, we cleaned the mass airflow sensor because we had a P015A, and that worked for the guy. I mean, he was my neighbor, and I still talk to him. He hasn't gotten that code again, but this guy's saying it comes back after 2 hours. That tells me you might have a bad mass airflow sensor. If your mass airflow sensor comes back, then probably high mileage. The mass airflow sensors are really sensitive. They are gold-plated. Air has friction, so over time that gold plating wears out, and then the sensor is not as doesn't detect air mass with the same quality. So then the engine control module throws the code because it's not getting the good readings it's supposed to get. So just replace the mass airflow, it'll be in good shape. It's a Nissan. I mean, it's really easy. Let's see, one more question about the, let's see. Johnny Mackin, planning to do a 2007 530 soon. He commented on my spark plugs for E60. That's with the N52. Well, with the N54 it will be the same thing. But either way, planning on doing the spark plugs on my 2007 530. Soon. BMW dealership sent me here running because I simply refused to let them rip me off for the kind of money they were asking for. So here's what you get with the dealership. You won't get crappy service, you'll get good service. And you gotta understand, the shop they're running. So first of all, BMW makes more money on service than anything else. So you gotta understand that they will charge you $300 an hour, and they will charge you by the book. If the book says 5 hours for one windshield wiper, they will charge you 5 hours times 300. That's 1,500. So it's just the way it is. Some people like that. They like the peace of mind. If you have the money to spend, you can do that. If you don't, this is why I have a channel for you. I make these jobs easier for you. All the steps are easy, and I did them to the point where you don't have to skip through. Most of my videos, especially the most recent ones, I make sure they're edited to the point where you can just watch and pause it, do it, get back at it again. You'll never have to skip through. This is why the channel blew up in no time. I haven't posted in over a year. My dad had passed away, and I've been building a 900 square feet garage, so I've been busy with that. So the dealership is going to charge you a lot of money. The service is not bad, but it will be expensive. It's just the way it is. Don't be upset. If you're looking to get it a little bit cheaper, go to your indie mechanic, or there's a lot of people like me. I have a small business in it, and most of my customers are ex-dealership customers. They simply don't like to go to the dealership to fix a flat and then come back with a $4,000 repair bill. Most of the time, I advise them on repairs that need to be done as soon as possible, and some repairs don't need to be done as soon as possible. So I let them know, hey, this is going to be needed in 6 months, 1 year. And at the dealership, they're going to want to do it right there and then, because you may not come back. They want to make their money. So that's that. Next question. Let's see. This guy, Jay Jamaran, commented on my first on YouTube E66 software updates. So there's a lot of conflicts with the software updates. A lot of people think they don't do anything. That's not true. So just like Windows, Microsoft releases updates almost every week. If you don't update your computer starts to act up, gets slow. They basically have, so all of the cars that get to the dealership, they get scanned, and the scanner takes the software and scans it for errors, and when it sees errors, it reports it to the manufacturer, BMW. Same thing with Microsoft. When you opt in to report the problems, every time you have a problem or blue screen, it sends a notification to Microsoft, and Microsoft software developers develop the program to clean up the bugs. So same thing with the BMW software. If you do that, then if you keep up with the updates, they are expensive. The dealership is going to charge you a couple of hours for that. Same here. But they do work, and they do get a lot of codes that may not be repairable unless you do the updates. I've seen mileage improvements and cooling system modifications done with the software update, all of which you can do with a tuner if you wish to do that. Next question. How to bleed the coolant on a new model BMW with the electrical water pump. That's Wesley Nichols. Most of these people I've probably replied on my channel, already replied to them on my channel, but I'll still answer the question on here. I have to do this on my E70. It's a coolant bleeding video. If you ever do any coolant, if you do any part replacement on the on any of the newer BMWs with the electrical water pump, then you need to do the bleeding procedure. It's not a typical bleeding procedure like any other car, so you'll have to watch a video on how to do that. It's on my channel, by the way. I need to do this on my E70. That's an X5. When you do this, does it open both of the heater valve and thermostat? These cars don't need a hot water to open T-stat, right? Okay, so thermostat on BMWs has been DME controlled, engine control module controlled, for a long time. I think since 96, maybe a little bit older than that. Or correct me if I'm wrong. The thermostat itself has a heater, and the heater has wax around it that the heater melts and expands And when it expands, now the heater is controlled by the DME. So every time your DME sees your engine temperature reach, I don't know, 90 Celsius, it's German, so they use Celsius, some degrees, it sends your temperature sensor sends the signal to the DME. The DME turns on the fan and then sends signal to the thermostat to expand the wax by heating up the heater and then opening up the thermostat. Now we get coolant flow. Whenever that's not needed, the heater turns off, the wax gets solid, and then the thermostat gets shut. This has been happening for a long time. I'm not sure. I guess it's more efficient that way. That way, if your thermostat goes bad, I mean, there's still a mechanical thermostat, so I don't totally agree. There's a lot of vehicles nowadays use a regular thermostat, and it works just fine. But that's just the way it is with BImmers. They just have to make everything more complicated. I'm a big fan, but one of the things that I would point out is thermostat is kind of over-engineered. But yeah, to answer the question, all you gotta do is follow the procedure, and that'll bleed the system. What it'll do is once you hold the accelerator pedal, your water pump is gonna come on, and that's gonna push all the air up to the expansion tank. So usually what I would do is keep it loose. That way you get the air out of there. You could shut it. I've done it both ways, but I think it's safer to have it a little bit loose. That way the air escapes through the expansion tank. Next question. Before I do that, I think C-Benz has 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6, 7, 8 comments. You replace high pressure fuel pump, water pump, thermostat, belts, tensioner, oil filter, housing, gasket. Let's see, valve cover gasket, probably 97,000. You probably gonna need a starter pretty soon. Let's see, do you work at the dealer? No. I've changed the alternator, Cash Mania. I'm sorry, I butchered your name. I have changed the alternator, so it means that it has a problem too, or are they something wrong with my car electronics? If you have that, if you're getting that traction and ABS intermittently, then you do have a problem with your alternator. The new alternator is faulty. You get it warrantied out. I've seen them bad from the factory. It's not they're very voltage sensitive, especially your dynamic stability control module. So I would definitely go back and replace that. The best way to do it is, this is what it's an E90. You can just replace the regulator. You can get those really cheap. Get the Vallejo, I think it's how it's pronounced. It's like 2 6mm nuts in the back. You zip them out, replace it. It's really easy. Like I said, those regulators have the brushes and they wear out. So I would just go back to the factory one and replace the regulator, and you'll be solid. I have a video on a Z4M that you can watch. It's very similar to that. You can email me and I can look it up for you and see if they make a voltage regulator that you can replace. Let's see, next question. What did you spray? Okay, leave that alone. Let's see. Somebody commented on the music in the background. Thank you. That was awesome. Michael Grief. Let's see. Edward Royster commented on my only Toyota video on the channel. Said, thank you, I did my son's Corolla today. Your tips and tricks were awesome. I was a little nervous, but it was easier to install than remove. Thank you, Edward. You're awesome too. Let's see. Someone contacted me about a ABS module rebuild. If you guys need yours rebuilt, just send me an email at bestbmwdoctor@gmail.com. I'll get that done for you. We do rebuild those in-house. Next question, E60 alternator replacement by Eddie. Would it come off if you take the AC compressor out, then take off that base that holds the alternator from underneath? Probably. I haven't tried it that way. I think on that video it's not exactly the best way to take it out, although I did take it out. I would definitely remove everything around it, like intake manifold, oil filter housing. Just get all of that stuff out of there, replace all the gaskets, and you'll be fresh when you're done with the alternator. That's what I would do. C-bands, are the 2015 and up N63N engines still oil burners? You know, to be honest, I haven't worked on these a lot, but I can tell you. I'm not looking it up. I'm just trying to see which. Okay, so these are. Oh God, these are the twin turbo induction. They are oil burners. As a matter of fact, I have one outside. I have a 2012. All these are, I guess, the N, but they're very similar. Same system, same block. They may have different parts around them, yeah, they even come with a BMW pouch in where the spare go. Excuse me, where the spare goes. They don't have spares, but there's like a tool bag, and guess what it has in it? You guessed it right. Oil. It has 1 quart of oil in the back, and they keep you stocked every time you go to the dealership. They do burn oil every 5,000 miles. You probably burn a quart, and then it gets worse as the engine wears out. Next question, the pressure light reset. I have a 2008 328i, has an inactive message, which is for the TPMS, tire pressure monitoring system. Went to tire shop and all the sensors were good. Could it be a TPMS antenna on the TPMS transponder? The problem with that is you could have a good sensor, but it's not communicating with the unit, the receiving unit, or the receiving unit underneath the oil fender liner. I have put in the past some cheap sensors that didn't even work. They do work. They send signal. They just don't talk to the receiver. So that could be an issue. My guess is to reset the codes, read them again after you drive the car for. I think it comes back up. It should retest them every mile. So drive the car for a couple of miles, come back, read the codes and see which one replaced that one. Even though your tire shop said they're okay, they probably have no idea what they're doing, to be honest. It's really complicated system, so I would go to an actual German mechanic or a dealership. Let's see, next question. Well, it's not a question, it's the comment from Moody Hot Dog. All right, Hot Dog, Mr. Hot Dog. One of the easiest things to fix on a Corolla, saves me double the money if you do it yourself too. Okay, you're welcome. Let's see. Hi, my name is Richard Miller. I follow you on YouTube. Interested in buying performance ECU, EC, and then U for my 2006 BMW 390. What's a 390? I'm not sure what the 390 is. I'm going to be upgrading to stage 3 manifold soon, so I hang as much power as possible. What's a BMW 390? Is that a BMW I don't know? BMW 390. Oh, it's a motorcycle. No, it's not. There is no 390. I can see a 390. So maybe he's talking about a bike. KTM 390, maybe? I guess. Yeah, with motorcycles, as far as I know, I have a buddy who's really into motorcycles. I had one, I sold it. I'm getting into like more cruisers now. But if you are talking about a motorcycle, there are very few things. There's a EGR valve that you can get deleted. They'll gain you a few more ponies. There is a exhausts that you can do an upgrade on. You can do the power commander, and then you're in good shape. But yeah, not really motorcycle channel. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Next question we have Stefan Roscoe. We already answered this question. Next question we have okay, Logan. Oil and turbo M57 after idle. I understand that may be annoying to have people ask, but I'm mechanically capable. It's not annoying. I'm here for you. Looking for BMW specific advice, as my past 15 years of experience have been with common diesels, not BMW. Well, maybe you can help me, because I'm looking to buy a Cummins truck. I'm in Houston, Texas. I have a 2011 E70 with M57, currently at 120,000 miles, maintenance records. Have owned it the last 30,000. However, Saturday I was over 100 degrees. I was camping Central Texas and couldn't bear the heat. The guy slept in the car for like 7 hours, idling. Drove it up into a trailer, pulled it home. So he was driving clearly. Okay, let's see. He popped the hood. Okay. 90 miles down the road, the engine malfunction warning popped up, pulled over, saw smoke from the passenger side, popped into the trailer. Okay, so it looks like I'm not sure. I mean, you've asked me this question a while back, but if you have oil blow by on your turbo at 120,000 miles, odds are your turbo is gone. Unfortunately, the BMW uses crappy turbos, Mitsubishi, just China junk, and they're not very strong. They get worn out quickly, and I would go with an upgrade. Go ahead and replace them. You will need to remove your subframe to get to the turbo, so you'll need to do that. Just get you some upgraded turbo and go with that, because yeah, 120,000 miles. I mean, I would replace the turbos definitely. I don't have a lot of experience with M57s, but from your symptoms, I would say for all of your viewers, if you have questions, you can go ahead and chat me. I'll go ahead and answer those for you. Next question we have somebody commented, nice Splunk shirt. Thanks. BMW X5 repair questions. Let's see, that's not. If you have any questions, go ahead and shoot me a chat. Next question, Eric Bowies. Thank you for the help with my E70. This guy actually watched my video on the how to bleed the coolant. Thank you. Let's see, next question, ABS lights. Hi, I have the exact same car, built to February 2000. Last year I started getting intermittent faults with the ABS system, worked on it a little, then it didn't. At the end, it stays in failed mode. I have ABS, ACS. I kind of not clear, but it looks like the guy replaced sensors. Let's see, I have IMPA. Do you think you can get some reliable directions from IMPA to point the sensor in the module? All you gotta do is, so with ABS sensors, all you have to do is scan the ABS module and see what the code is. I'm sure I've explained everything in depth on the video, but I can explain it again with BMWs, especially E39s and E38s. That's a 7 Series. They share the same ABS module, dynamic stability control module. Goes bad, the solder inside of it gets too hot, melts. You get intermittent ABS when it's cold. When it's hot, it doesn't. When it's hot, it lights up. When it's cold, it's fine. I have bought a car that somebody took the instrument cluster and taped off the traction control. Talk about some sketchy people. But I was able to find out. That was way before I still have the car, and ABS works just fine. I just have to rebuild the module. So with these cars, the module is $1,500. Most people are going to hear that number and just junk the car. You can rebuild them. They're only going to cost you several $100s. And they're lifetime warranty. I can do that. So if you need it rebuilt, let me know. I have dogs playing up there. But yeah, the ABS module, the symptoms are you get the symptoms I talked about, plus we'll get to your question in a minute. OG Boogie. So the ABS module, the symptoms, you'll get a permanent ABS light, sometimes an intermittent, and you can't communicate with the unit sometimes. And sometimes you get one code, you replace that particular sensor, and you still don't get any results. That means your ABS module is fried. You'll need to get it rebuilt. And in a lot of cases, you can just get one from a junkyard and reprogram it, but odds are you're going to have that same issue in no time, because the module sits really close to the exhaust manifold and it gets too hot, and then we're back to square one. OG Boogie, I have a 2007 BMW M6. I need to find somebody that could give me a quote for main bearings, which I already purchased from FCP Euro. Really good website, good decision on that. I don't know anyone in Florida, I'm sorry. I need someone to install near Niceville, Florida. Someone that's competent that you can recommend. I'm sorry, I don't know anyone there. I'm in Colorado. I know a lot of people in Texas. I used to live there. Now I'm in Florida. But definitely find someone that could warranty the work, because that's a really labor-intensive job, and it's going to cost a ton of money, and you want it done right. So find someone that's, that know what they're doing. I would recommend a German auto mechanic. It's gonna be up in the probably $3,000 to get that job done because they charge you about 20 hours. Plus, gaskets. I would get everything done prior because they will want to replace everything around it. They don't want to go back in there. So definitely get everything, all the gaskets, all gaskets done. There are two, I'm pretty sure, CS85 engine. Let's see, oil. Yeah, you got on those, you got 2 oil pans, lower oil pan and upper oil pan. BMW do that on anything that's V8 or bigger. So you're gonna want to do all the gaskets with those. But yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know anyone there. Next question. Clicking loud noise. Dear sir, I live in Secles and recently purchased a new BMW X3 3.0 e-hybrid. We have mountains here and took it for a run. It is only 246 kilometers on the clock, so practically brand new. Both left and right make click noise when climbing up steep. Both left and right. I'm guessing wheels. The noise is like a bad CV joint. Would you know anything about this? So with if you're hearing clicking noise at brand new, I would take it to a dealership. I'm sure that's covered under warranty or wherever you bought it from. I would take it back there because you practically have a brand new car. You're hearing clicking noise when you go uphill. That's a no-bueno. It's probably a bad CV joint. Definitely bad CV joint. Probably could be a drive shaft bearing or something that's making that noise, but FCPU kit comes with complete everything, gasket swings and everything. That's awesome. Yeah, I always shop from there for all my customers, and I never have issues. Plus, they have lifetime warranty, so good decision. If you got everything, that's good. No worries. Yeah, it's about $2,500 job. I understand, trying to get my garage built so I can put on a lift. And you can definitely do it yourself. I've never done one in the past, but I've looked at several forums and it's not that bad. I've done lots of labor-intensive work, engines, transmissions, removing subframes, turbos, engine internals. But I had an M5, but I got rid of it. What I needed an engine for mine. Mine was past the point of rod bearings, so it's a good thing you're doing this now, so you don't need an engine. Because those engines are $39,000 new and about $10K for a decent one, decent running used one. So definitely get those maintenance done. Let's see, next question. E60, E90, E92 alternator. We're almost past an hour, but I'll finish those. Questions. I'll get to your question, Manny. Just give me a second. Flames in Embers is asking, I have a 2007 BMW 530xi. Just got the charging malfunction light on the dash. Battery drains while driving. put a full charge on the battery. Car starts, runs, the battery drains. I would think alternator, but I have read lots of posts that say that could be a bad SOC battery or even computer. How do I diagnose? And if I replace the alternator, do I need to reprogram it? Okay, so charging malfunction light, 99.9% is going to be a bad alternator. I'm guessing you have higher mileage because those alternators are pretty bulletproof. With the alternator, you don't need to program it. It's just plug and play. If you're going to do it yourself, make sure you disconnect the battery to prevent shorting out or anything. Yeah, how to diagnose it is you're going to need to start the car, put one terminal on the positive terminal on the alternator, and ground the other with a multimeter. Positive on positive, ground on ground. See if you're getting any readings. You can disconnect that cable so you're not reading the battery, but you should read about around 14 volts if the alternator is charging. Odds are you're not. Replace the alternator. When you get one that's either built by or rebuilt by a known manufacturer, or get one that's OEM. Okay, Manny, 2017 F15 diesel. I think he already left, but I'll still answer the question. I'm worried about owning past warranty. Is it worth keeping outside warranty? Is it worth keeping outside warranty? I know most major issues are covered, and I believe for extended warranty. I mean, if you're going to get an extended warranty, you have a 2017 BImmer. I'm not worried about it. I mean, you still have lots to go. Keep it under warranty. If you're not big on DIY, you'll be fine. It's individual color with all option and don't want to upload the car. I don't really want to do extended warranty at all. I mean, it's a 2017 you said? Yes. I mean, if you don't want to do extended warranty, a lot of people, what I have seen with BMWs, I've worked on them for so long that I have seen people buy them secondhand. And the problem with those are people like Manny say, okay, 2017, I want to run it until the warranty runs out, and then I'm going to get rid of it. The dealer is not going to put a lot of money into that, or whoever is going to get that car. They're just going to want to get it, turn around, sell it to the next guy. It's going to be the next guy's problem. So then, if you get rid of your car at 75,000 miles, it's due for a lot of maintenance. Because 75,000 is one service interval, the second one is at 100, and then 120. So if you're worried about maintenance, get rid of the car before the warranty runs out. Now, this is going to deter a lot of people, but if you're going back to the dealer, then you're fine. They'll be more than happy to sell you a new car, though. Let's see. But yeah, diesels are not, I mean, Manny, to be honest, I haven't heard very great things about diesels, BMW diesels, so do your research. And I'm not a big fan of BMW diesel, to be honest. Okay, Robin Rodriguez. Okay, that's just a negative comment. We're not going to read that. Okay. Taylor, 528i, E39 questions. Hello, I saw your videos on YouTube. I have just purchased a 1997 528 E39. I have the ABS light. everyone I talked to, and anyways, the one you talk about. Here's a photo. He sent me a photo of the ABS draftical lights. Can you rebuild it? Yes, I can. Email me at bestbmwdoctor@gmail.com for a quote. It's gonna cost shy of $300. Let's see. Next question. Okay, Manny, I have another question. Let's see. I hope on this slate, sorry. But if you had to choose an F80XM or E90XM, which one would you prefer? Are we talking like E90M car? Okay, so F80 definitely has the more improved inline six. I've heard really good things about it. I don't think it's the S55. I haven't really worked on them much. I have worked on the V8s, the E90s, the E90X V8s. Problem with those is it's the E60M5 engine minus 2 cylinders. So you're going to deal with rod bearings. Very expensive. Get rid of it before 80,000 miles. If you get one, get rid of it before 80,000 miles. Odds are most of the ones you're gonna find are gonna have more than 80, unless they were a little, not driven as much. The F80 doesn't make as much power, but you can get them. They're pretty bulletproof. They're a 6-cylinder. BMW realizes that they make better 6-cylinders, so they keep going back to it. They even put in the 6 series and the 7 series. So I would definitely get the F80X versus the E90X. Thank you for your question. Manny, you're one of the few that's left on here. Thank you. Let's see. No problem. What are the other 2 hoses? Okay, next question. Yeah, there will be more of these live videos, so we'll definitely, if you have questions, email me and we'll get to them. I think I do have probably around 10 more questions, but I'm going to leave them for the next video. It looks like not many viewers are on here. It's still new. This is only my second one, and my first one I think sucked. But I promise I'll get better at it. I'm currently building my 900 square feet garage, so I'm busy doing that too. But yeah, go ahead and email me any questions you may have with your BMW. I have to let you know that I'm not expert on all engines, but I have worked on a wide variety of BMWs and other vehicles. So thank you for tuning in, and I enjoyed your company. And I'll be doing another one next Friday, hopefully. I'm sorry, I promised that I would have another one every Friday, but I've been really busy, so I'll do it. I'll try to do it every Friday. If you guys send me enough questions, I will do it every Friday. But thanks for tuning in. BMW out.